Hello YouTube! Welcome back to Cage of Shadows. We are picking up episode 2 of the Caldecott caper, right where we left off, at the load screen. And yeah, we're in debt to 250,000 new yen. It's ridiculous! Let's see what my buddy who dragged me to that clinic has to say after I got blown to bits. Ooh, karma. Any chance your pals at the People's University could finish up this surgery thing? Oh, hello Cora. She's down there. She shakes her head sadly. If you'd gotten him to one of their clinics right away, then maybe. But even that's unlikely. They're hella good people at patching up holes from cork bullets, and maybe singed fingers from a bomb manufacturing gone AWire. Placing someone's entire dermis, so that's dog wagon territory. At this point, you're committed to Tola. Like it or not. No way Alex can ditch that transplant and start over again. Sorry, honey. How about the folks in Haferville? Haferville? I'm afraid the fine dwarves of Haferville aren't terribly enthused with performing free surgery on any humans who walk in their door. They owe me some favours, but not big enough for this. How are you feeling, Cora? Okay, I have reason to ask that, do I? How are you feeling, Cora? My legs are much better today, Alex. Thanks for asking. What's wrong with her? Rathic gazes particularly at her. I swear, if I ever find the artist who started dumping chems into the Richmond soil... She snorts. You need a time machine to do anything about it. That shit has been gone since before I was born. I just had the misfortune of spending enough time there in a tiny enough body for it to do some real damage. Ah, if you only care to all knight in shining armour, do it for the kids growing up there now. They have more to lose than I do. Not as much as me. He tenderly smiles at her. You think to live yourself, sweetie. We'd be lost without you. Okay. I hate being this in particular. You two have done enough already. Oh, come on. You're like family to us. We look after our own. You didn't ask for this, but like it or not, you're the most interesting thing happening right now. So, brainstorming time. How do we go about raising several 100,000 new yen? Can we get a loan? No! Loans in Shadowrun. Subtext, indentured servitude. Gangers in the gauntlet must be holding some cash. Not hundreds of thousands of new yen, I don't think. We could try to hit some local merchants and grab some goods. Yeah, let's go raid him. Why not rob Shireways? Maybe we could find more lucrative work. If there was more lucrative work out there, I think we would have found it before now, champ. It isn't crazy to think that a high-end Shadowrun might pay out that level of cred, but aren't exactly the top of anybody's speed dial at the moment. Hold on. What about if you hit that train? Which train? The train, dummy. The one that you get blown... The one that would get blown up every day if you and Alex didn't ensure it had a clear path through the gauntlet. Sorry, babe, but that's what we call a passenger train. It ain't exactly the Royal Mail. Anyone on that train just doesn't... We can probably make it worth our while. Anyone on the train is corp money. No, it's normally corp script, which is crap. Let's see what this... Yeah, you know you're right. The Shireways Express runs between downtown and Walnut Creek. It mostly just carries corp workers safely across Oakland. But when the corp needs to move cargo in the same direction, it's cheaper for them to add a freight car than to run a separate train. And I imagine security would be lower on a passenger line, right? You're really getting into this. Yeah, they'll have some guards to watch the cargo itself, but they've always skimped security for that rail line. Witness our present employment. I like this idea. After all, it's because of the corp job that you got into the situation in the first place. And knocking over their train isn't going to take food off anyone's table. At the worst, it'll shave a fraction of a percent point off the share price. I've always wanted to pull off a heist. Yeah. Okay, it sounds like our best options. If you to our game, I'm in. If you to our game, I'm in. Hold up there. I can't deny the idea is exciting, but let's face facts. If robbing the train was easy, someone would have done it by now. What do we have that they don't? A post-surgery freak with nothing to lose. Oh, nah. Ground level knowledge on the gauntlet. I'm not sure if that's where we want to pull the operation. There are far too many eyes around. I don't want to have to defend our hall against an army of street gangs. Still, it's a long route and we know it better than most. We can probably turn that to our advantage. Please don't tell me that you two are going to do this yourselves. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're very talented at what you do and all, but this seems like it requires some specialized help. We need some expert on the trains. Do you want a decker, explosives expert, or a big iron rigger? I don't want a decker. The Matrix, done the Matrix, not that interested in it, to be honest. Too much so. I don't like the solo when you have a character that acts solo compared to the rest of the crew. The explosive experts, or the rigger. This is what we call pink mohawk territory. I need to change my hair, colour of my hair maybe. Or do we go with some whiz big iron rigger? Riggers have drones. I want to go for the explosive experts. Come on, Cora. Who was that pyro you were talking about the other day? Oh yeah, the Phoenix. The Phoenix. Just rolled into Haferville and is really making a splash among the populace. Sounds like a real loose cannon, but I think it's exactly what we're looking for. Someone who enjoys making gigantic explosions that isn't terribly concerned about the consequences. I like it. Oh yeah, that was the right choice to pick. Oh, okay, I've got to go for all of them, do I? Okay, I want the rigger. Tell me about the rigger. I got nothing. Kids around here only care about drones. You hardly ever see anyone even rigging an auto, let alone a locomotive. Wait, Alex, who was that rigger you ran into on Alameda? The one who helped us chase down the NTTs? Bleh, I don't understand those words, and I know Shadowrun a bit. She was a Californian ranger at the time, but I think she's moved on. Some manic, she'd be perfect. She was a Californian ranger. Went by Paris. I think she moved on. Let's go for California. That's right, she seems adept at operating multiple passenger vehicles at once. That's probably our best lead. Do you know any hotshot deckers who can get into Shyways? Cora, do you have any friends in the People's University October 25 Alliance who might help us out? Lots of deckers who are happy to crack unsecured nodes, maybe steal some embarrassing secrets for a quick payday. Not so many who would want to risk tanning with black ice in a secure megacorp system. You know, that's pretty sensible. There is one guy who passed through the PU a few months ago, named Sable. He was definitely looking for a challenge. I think he moved on because our turf was small scale. Sable, that rings a bell. I overheard young hoppers in the gauntlet throwing their name around. Some new toy of their bosses who was swinging their boys from the slammer. He must be hot if he can remotely override lockdown, even in a broke-ass city like Oakland. Might be the same guy. You should check it out. Maybe either he can get you in or point you to someone else who can. I still think this sounds nuts, but I'm excited. It would be nice to shoot Skeet for once instead of being the clay pigeons. Nice. Who do you want to go after first? Oh, I'm going after the demo expert. Fuck yes. Sounds good. I'll hold down the fort here. Here's the last of our savings, Rafik. You should hire another runner to come with you. What you're doing is hell of a dangerous, and there's no shame in asking for help. Oh, and don't forget to bring along those medkits. We were stockpiling them for a reason after all. You two be careful now. You've dodged death once. I doubt you'll be so lucky again. Don't worry, Cora. I'll keep my eye on him. Okay, can I chat to Cora? Hey there, Alex. Good to see you on your feet again. Rafik told me all the gory details. He may not show it, but he was hell of shaken up by what happened. I haven't seen him this upset since, well, ever. He's a good orc. Tap on the head. I'm lucky he was there. I do wonder how much of it was luck. When something that big goes down, it can be tempting to think there's some larger force at work. In this case, it seems like something was watching over you. Really? I'll be teaching some classes for the People's University in a bit, but first I want to greet you and make sure you're doing okay. You're going to stay here with me and Rafik for as long as you need. Our place isn't very spacious, but it's safe. And since you should be working closely together, you might as well keep an eye on each other. What classes are you leading now? I have a few sessions of my intro-level Matrix course. Basic safety skills, jacking protocols, navigating hosts, that sort of thing. Some of my alumni are looking for more advanced work, so I've now started offering seminars in evading ICE and deploying espers. That makes sense. It looks like she can't really walk properly. There's a wheelchair over there and she's on the floor, so yeah, being a decker makes sense. Honestly, it's still not rocket science. If someone's a true decker, they'll figure out all this stuff on their own much more quickly than I could teach them. But the Matrix is a fact of life, and lots of folk need to deal with it even if they don't want to become experts. Hopefully my classes help make the digital life a bit less arcane for the masses. Where will you be teaching? Oh, right here. There's no physical campus for the PU, so almost all our classes are virtual, especially Matrix ones like mine. There's a few ad hoc distributed groups that will meet up in person. That's really helpful for classes like vehicle repair. But since Sato is cracking down on the PU, we need to be careful to never meet in the same place more than twice. What does Sato have against the PU? I think he lumps us with the October 25th Alliance and the Metahuman People's Army, a dangerous militant that's trying to oust him from power. Which is patently ridiculous, of course. The PU is proudly pacifist. And if he didn't believe we were secretly plotting his downfall, though, he'd probably still feel threatened. We seek to educate and help everyone, but the people who benefit most are Sato's natural foes, the dispossessed, sorry. Poor orcs and trolls and dwarves who shoved out of San Fran and into the slums of Oakland. Individually, these people are no danger to him. He could crush them any time, but if he faces a knowledgeable, prepared, effective populace, he'll find it much more difficult to expand his domain. Okay, thanks for letting me crash her. Of course, Alex, you're like family to us. Enjoy your stay. Anything else from her? Hi, Alex. Goodbye. Right. Teddy bear. Shopping terminal. Oh. Right. Actually, I know I got a karma reward. 8 karma. I noticed this in between my first episode. You know, I put most things at 4, intelligence at 3, blah 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 blah, and I completely ignored the dodge skill. Quickness 4, dodge 0. Quickness 4, dodge 0. I'm a dumbass. Boom, boom, boom. That was easy, wasn't it? Ah, chai tea. Gorgeous. It's not soy calf. Right. I have $700. I thought you gave me like 5 grand. Hey. Second skin. Someone else's skin is stitched onto your corpse. It itches. Your body occasionally reacts with painful adrenaline for +1 AP, -2 HP per round. A lightweight mesh alloy below your dermis adds passive armor. Oh, nice. Essence 5. I'm sure he said I got... they gave me the rest of their savings. Damn. Shopping terminal. Welcome to Speed Delivery. Instantly connect with local merchants in your area to get decent goods at reasonable price in a very reasonable time. View policies. Speed Delivery is a cooperative venture of the October 25th Alliance. We had to work hard to connect all trolls and other metas with merchants and consumers in the local neighborhoods. Remember, $1 paid to the megacorps is $1 that we spent to oppress you. Keep your hard-earned money in your own community. Shop local. Shoot San Francisco. Love it. Weapons. That's a clever way of just getting... Yeah, I like it. SMG, shotties, rifles, rifle. Grenade launcher is a beast. If I'd known that, I could have just not done assault rifles and just done a grenade run. That would have been fun. Ooh, armor. Well, this is cyberpunk. At the end of the day, if you ain't wearing a trench coat, you ain't cyberpunk enough. That would do. Personally, reduce your new imbalance below the projected cost of hiring runners for this mission. What? Bollocks. Sign off. Time To look like a feckin' rookie. Let's talk to Racket first. Hey Alex, you look much better than before. How you feeling? Like shit. Well, at least you don't look like it anymore. Or smell it. We've been running together for what, 5 years now? You're like a brother to me and I trust you in my own life, but I still don't feel like I really know you. Very philosophical bottom answer. That's because we're professionals. Fucking rent-a-cost. Okay, delusions of grandeur? Delusions of grandeur. That's because we're professionals. He nods. That's right. You never know how long the other guy will last or if they'll turn on you. So discretion is the best policy. But at this point, though, I think we've passed whatever threshold we trust we have. So, what's the story? Why did you start running in the shadows anyway? I'm a rent-a-cop. I'm not a Shadowrunner. What the... That's a really jarring transition from rent-a-cop working for Shireways to now I'm running the shadows. So many metas in the Bay Area. Humans like me have a lot of choices, but running the shadows seem like the most fun. Grew up poor, never had sin, figured I'd turn... No, we were working for Shire... I'm so confused. I'm so confused about who I'm meant to be now. Showing they're running the modern world. That's for me to know and you can never find out. But my favourite one, which I will be choosing, I get to shoot people in the face and get paid for it. What's not to like? Oh yeah, baby. He grins and shakes his head. There's that morbid sense of humour. I knew there was a reason I kept you around. I suppose I should give you my own story, huh? You probably pieced it together by now, but anyways. I grew up here in Oakland, my whole family is Orc, and well, you know what kind of lives are available to Orcs around here. Hired muscle, freelance thievery, organised crime. Ain't exactly the stuff people are proud of. My siblings all joined various local gangs, I'm the youngest, and saw firsthand how brutal that life is. Recruits spend all day hustling on the street, keep practically nothing what they earn, and are the first to die whenever trouble starts. I wanted something better. So I started taking classes at People's University, practical stuff, how to avoid marine patrols, where to scavenge free food, what shops will sell to people about sins. I also met other Orcs who had started their own businesses or who had travelled to the East Coast or even worked as consultants to corps in the city. I decided that I was going to beat the odds and become the best Orc I could be. Uh-oh. I met a couple of like-minded people at the PU. We became private security contractors, providing local knowledge and presence to outsiders who wanted to do business in Oakland. And then I met Cora. Okay, so I'm not... When it says a rent-a-cop, I'm not a corpy. I'm literally a gun for hire. Okay, slight difference. Rent-a-cops are normally mall cops. You know, they get paid, you know, that they still have sins. They get paid by the corpse. You're not really sinless if you're a rent-a-cop. But, meh. A small but brilliant grin grows into a toothy smile. You two obviously care for each other a lot. She was one of my instructors, taught me how to use the Matrix, if you can believe it. 2 decades on, this planet and I never once saw... 2 decades on, this planet and I never once saw the digital world. We just clicked instantly. She's the sort of woman you dream about after watching too many trids. Kind, funny, thoughtful, brave. I'm still amazed that she saw anything in an oaf like me. The day she agreed to date was the happiest day of my life up until that point, and I've had many more happiest days since then. Rafik breathes a contented sigh. How about you, Alex? Do you ever dream of finding a nice, man, woman, person? Nah. Nope. Right. What should we do? Because my wife's, like, in the other bedroom, so let's, not piss her off, but no. Let's not choose that one. She might get... Love is too dangerous in our line of work. Rafik nods. I understand. I don't want to be the annoying guy who won't shut up about how wonderful love is. Whatever you have going on seems to be working for you. As long as you're happy, so I am too. Anyways, as you no doubt noticed by now, sweet Cora is an idealist. She understands the realities of Oakland, but also believes that she should act to improve them. We had some long talks and decided that she'd keep teaching at the university while I focus on work that helps people keep safe rather than put them in danger. Shit, I just double-clicked. Cora's medical bills come in due every month. We need a steady paycheck. Most Shadowrunner work is feast or famine. You get a big score, then try to live on it for as long as you can until the next one comes around. Corps are always desperate for help in the gauntlet though, and while the pay isn't great, it's reliable. Cora wasn't too happy at first. It flew in the face of her self-sufficient anti-corporate principles. But we had a long talk and decided it was best for us. If I had someone like Cora in my life, I would have made the same sort of sacrifice. You could do a lot more with your skills. I admire the decision you made. Yeah, that's cool. He shrugs contentedly. I could earn more, but what would be the point? I'm very happy with life. I built Cora. I get much more satisfaction coming home to her after a long day of getting shot at than I'll be holed up in some gang of stronghold at my brother's. Enough talk. I guess we understand each other better than before. Good thing too. We've seen even more of each other until this thing is done. It's more that I know what kind of man is by my side. Okay, let's take a moment to reflect on these conversations. It's a bit mixed up. You know, you're a rent-a-cop, you're actually a Shadowrunner of sorts already, and that you're just getting a steady paycheck from a corp doing, you know, you're on a long-standing contract basically as a Shadowrunner with a corp, which, not, you know, I'm not overly keen on, but you know, it just about works. He's your buddy of 5 years, and yet obviously we have to establish as a player our own who we want to be, so he has to be a bit clueless. It's a very blunt way of doing it from a storytelling perspective, but it works, don't get me wrong. You know, you can say who you are, you know, it had good choices there, man, woman, anyone, no, various reasons, no. You know, you have why you were a Shadowrunner, I say inverted commas, being a rent-a-cop. You know, so it's got some good options there, and it's well written. The writing's actually very, very good. It's actually better than Harebrained Scheme. No offense, HBS. But it's just very blunt. Right, we have an item here to pick up. View stash. Cool. Yoink. 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 Right. That's really useful. Can't go shopping. Nice map work as well. Great writing, great map work. Just a little blunt on some of the story aspects, but really good. You know what? I can't actually remember what the quick save is. It's been that long. Save. Right. Oh, Lucky Strike's there. Oh, he has Hasten Hill. That kind of pretty much wins it. El Deuce. And Felicia Day. She's more commonly known. No. Okay. Alexander. Because he has haste, he has heal. He's a good support mage. Yep, I am. Confirm. You know, a simple way of hiring a runner isn't okay. The Hope of Haferville. I'm pretty sure it's Haferville. Haferville. Sorry if it's wrong. Well, Haferville has grown more important over the years. This is the first time setting foot inside its borders. The local dwarves aren't exactly hostile to outsiders, but you get the feeling that without Cora's connections, entrance would have been much more difficult. Your local guides navigate you through the dizzying maze of tunnels and corridors, plunging deeper and deeper into the earth. The further down you go, the grander things become, revealing the dwarves' increasing skill and confidence at work in the earth. Finally you reach the Grand Hall of Little York, the neighbourhood where the Phoenix has been making her mark. Okay, again, good writing. I like how it's continuing. You know, Shadowrun is full of racism. Sometimes people, like my tabletop group, we don't really focus on that too much, but it is a major part of the setting. So it's nice to have that reminder. I know it's not a pleasant thing, but it's adds a lot of depth to the world and a lot of conflict, which obviously Shadowrunners is the world is conflict. You need that conflict to have runs, tension, etc. The second bit about going deeper into the earth and, Little York, I don't know anything about San Francisco or Oakland, which is next door. If anybody doesn't know geography, across the bridge. It's across the bridge from San Fran. Not the Golden Gate, a different bridge. I don't know the name of it. By the way, I've never been to the States. I am UK. I've never left the UK, so I don't mean to offend any Americans by being very vague on their geography, but I'm trying to be helpful. But yeah, I've never really seen the whole digging down into the earth themes in Shadowrun. I'm mostly tail end of 5th edition guy. I played a little bit of 3rd ed in my early days at uni, but not much. So I don't have a huge background for Shadowrun narrative, but that is the first really I've seen of that. I don't know if that's Syrian just doing his own thing. I don't know if that's part of the setting. There actually is rumours that there's going to be a San Francisco 5th edition book, which I would like to keep an eye out for, because I do like using San Francisco for RPG pen and paper settings. Alright, to continue on. Yep, we're all good. Thank you very much. Alright, game autosave. That's good. I really hope it then continues to load. Huzzah. Okay, I think before we push on, this is again a good time to stop. So thank you for joining me on episode 2 of this Let's Play Shadowrun, the Caldecott caper, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Ciao.